Hello, today is Saturday, March 6, 2021. The Islamic Republic of Iran is the Pandora Box. So let's look at that one. And first, I will be reading English. To best of my ability, I have written and I will be speaking the Persian language. The Islamic Republic of Iran is similar to the Pandora Box. The Islamic Republic of Iran is full of death, destruction, sickness of mind and body, and loss of hope. It is similar to the mythology of the Pandora Box. The Pandora Box is stemming from the Greek culture. The Greek culture influenced Western civilization's way of thinking and expressing itself. One familiar Greek mythology that emerged in Western culture is the mythology of the Pandora Box. According to, I cannot pronounce this name, I apologize. Hesiod, when Prometheus stole fire from heaven, Zeus, the king of the gods, took vengeance by presenting Pandora to Prometheus' brother Epimetheus. My pronunciation of names are wrong, okay? I cannot pronounce these names, I apologize. Pandora opened the jars. Is Pandora box, but it is actually the jar, it's not the box. Covering containing sickness, death, and many other unspecified evils released into the world. Pandora tried to close the jar's lid, but she could not do it on time. The harmful elements of the pot destroyed the world. The only one thing was left behind: hope. The mythology of Pandora box teaches us not to open the Pandora box. It means that to do something that will cause many unforeseen problems or plenty of unexpected troubles. The Pandora Box opened at the Guadalupe Conference. I'm not pronouncing that name properly. It was a meeting in Guadalupe from January 4th to 7th, 1979. Involved leaders of four Western powers: the United States, United Kingdom, France, and West Germany. The focal point of their discussion was to topple the Pahlavi dynasty in Iran. These leaders thought by toppling the Pahlavi dynasty in Iran they would have access to free oil in Iran. They provided shelters, foods, broadcasting resources, and guns and bullets to evil Khomeini Hindi to fomenting anarchy in Iran. As Khomeini achieved what his master wanted him to do, Khomeini established his mullahocracy regime in Iran, and his hoodlum mullahs called the Imperial Iranian Armed Forces and Savak agents the enemy of Allah. The mullah accused them of waging war against Allah and spreading corruption on earth. The mullah murdered as many as the member of Imperial Iranian Armed Forces and Savak agents. The mullah did not give them a chance to say goodbye to their families. The bloodthirsty mullahs wanted to have their version of the French reign of terror. The mullah accused Iranians of any wrongdoing and dragged them to their graves and buried them alive. The mullahs, gang bangers, so-called the revolutionary guards, and Basij made sure girls were not virgin before their death. No one had a chance to say goodbye to their families. The deceptive mind of mullahs came up with no hope for Iranians that a bright future was ahead of them. The smiling mullah Muhammad Khatami called it reform movement, which started in 1997 AD. To this day, the mullahs are talking about reforming Iran's fabric of society. The mullahs executed the young minds who envisioned a bright future for themselves. These young minds did not have a chance to say goodbye to their families. The mullahs introduced other wars half Mahmoud Ahmadinejad with the lofty promise of stopping economic corruption in Iran. He first killed as many opposing votes and established a thug system that no one dared to speak. Those who speak their minds had a bullet in their foreheads. They did not have a chance to say goodbye to their families. The mullahs introduced another pleasant-looking mullah, Hassan Rouhani, to Iranians as the president, who promised to send a rocket to the moon. The price of goods began to travel from Iran to the moon. People say goodbye to fair prices, all hope is lost. and now they are saying kill us, that we are no longer worthy of living, we are worthy of nothing. As the climax of the story is getting bitter, the mullahs are killing Iranians to remain in power. The concept of hope will never melt into thin air. The hope is being one voice, one body, one flag, one nation against the common enemy of Iran, to have peace in Iran. I will be speaking in Persian language. خب در فرهنگ یونانی ها پندورا باکس هستش. پندورا باکس چیه؟ اینه که خداوند زوس یه باکسی داشته، جار بوده، یه کوزه‌ای بوده که توش بیماری که علاج ناپذیر هستن میذاره، چون یک خدای دیگه میاد آتیش میدوزده و پندورا که میاد این کوزه رو باز میکنه، همه اینا میپرن بیرون، شروع میکنن دنیا رو نابود کردن، فقط امید میمونه، ولی به اون صورت هم نیستش. و من اینو تشبیهش کردم به جمهوری اسلامی که با مردم ایران چیکار کردن. اومدن نظامی‌ها رو کشتن، اومدن ساواکی‌ها رو کشتن و بهشون اجازه ندادن که حتی با خانواده‌هاشون خداحافظی کنن. بعد اومدن دنبال مردم عادی. چرا؟ چون می‌خواستن مردم ازشون بترسن. شروع کردن همه رو کشتن. تو چرا ادکلون زدی؟ تو چرا این کارو کردی؟ میکشتن همه رو، غارت میکردن. بعد از اینکه این غارت ها رو دیگه تموم شد، شروع کردن ملای بعدی، یه ملا رو آوردن، گفتن اسمش آقای خاتمی، خیلی خوشخندانه و همه چیزو میخواد درست کنه، همه چیزو درست میکنه دیگه. دیدی که چیکار کردن؟ هر کس که هر حرفی زدن کشتنش. بعد احمدی نژاد آوردن. احمدی نژاد که میخواست اقتصاد ایران رو از پایه درست کنه، درستم نکرد. میگفتش که ما گانگسترها رو میخوایم بگیریم، مافیا رو بگیریم، هیچ کاری نکرد، بیشترش هم تو ایران خرابی ایجاد کرد. بعد آقای روحانی اومد. آقای روحانی قرار بود قیمت ها رو بیاره پایین، ولی مثل راکت رفتن روی مون، روی کره ماه نشست. روی ماه نشسته، اصلا طوری شده که مردم الان نمیتونن آب داشته باشن تو خونهشون و مردم برای خودشون آرزوی مرگ میکنن. و امیدوارم که مردم امید برای آینده رو از دست ندن و اگه بخوایم در ایرانمون صلح داشته باشیم، باید همصدا بشیم، هم یکی بشیم، یک پرچم، یک ملت و صلح رو در ایران بیاریم. خیلی